Whoever sees this and subscribes right now will get a free box. Be inside of it or outside of it. It's your choice. What's going on, YouTube? It's Knox Hill, and we're back with our reaction series. So today, man, today's an exciting day because unless you've been living under a rock, we have had a huge cypher that I have been a part of. Now, there's been a ton of reactors that have hit this already. No Life Shaq has reacted to it and done his first ever reaction of a track that I'm on. So huge shout out to the OG Shaq and huge shout out to that reaction, man. But basically, a challenge was thrown out on social media by Samad Savage. And he said, you know, if you can outdo the cypher, then do it. Then bring it. Here's the beat. Here's the stems. Go get it. So, Grizzy jumped first. Dwayne TV jumped on it. And then the MCs got on board. We said, you know what? You're right. This is for hip hop. This is for the spirit of competition. Let's get on this cypher and do what we need to do. And as you guys know, not only do we rap on this channel, but we react. So I thought we should break it down and jump into each and everyone's verses and their bars and see what they brought to the table. So, without further ado, part one of the Worldwide Cypher. Let's go.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's your man, Kxng Crooked. Check it out. You know what I'm about. I'm about the bars. I'm about the talent over politics. I'm about the culture. That's why I want y'all to check this new cypher out. It's the Worldwide Cypher Takeover. About to take over the world with these bars. Let's watch.
I mean, how big is that for this platform? How huge is that an OG of hip-hop, we're talking about a dude from Tupac's era who has been doing this for a long time, who is one of the greats with the pen, who is a wordsmith himself and so knowledgeable about hip-hop and so intellectual when it comes to the culture and his position on things. For him to come out and to co-sign this just shows how big this platform is becoming for independent artists. And as you guys know, I am here to always support and put on for independent artists. And I'm hella proud that I can be on this cypher together with all of these great MCs and spitters, because there was a challenge. Samad issued a challenge, right? And I might come from a different era of hip hop, but when you get issued a challenge as an MC, you speak in the booth and you step up. And he gave us the instrumental and he gave us that challenge. And these MCs and these spitters responded to that. And Crook saw that. That's why he commented and said, this isn't about any of these politics and this type of stuff. This is about the bars. This is about the culture. And that is exactly why we did this and why this happened. So those of you who have come out and fired shots about the cypher and tried to speak on that nonsense and make it about the politics, let's make it about the music. Let's make it about the competition, because that's what hip-hop is growing, evolving, developing, honing your skills, and wanting to be the best as an MC. And huge shout out to Maria Tiptoe for putting this together. She's the one that hooked us up with Kxng Crooked. Koofies came through with it, dropped it to us, and as soon as we saw that, man, we all went crazy, because this is a momentous occasion. Now let's get into this.
Let's talk about them subpar gun bars, gats and glocks. Only strap that you got is your Apple Watch. If you're the worldwide.
Let's talk about them subpar gun bars, because what he's pointing out on the original cypher is that there were some basic, just in your face gun bars. So he's saying, like, you know, you're not even coming with creative gun bars outside the box thinking. It's just standard stuff. And what you're talking about and what you're doing is not backed up the same, because you're talking one way, but it seems like you're walking a different way. That's all he's pointing out. The only strap you got, because being strapped, loaded with guns, is your Apple Watch. He's swinging. I mean, he's swinging. And don't get mad at me for breaking it down. I'm just going to explain each artist and why they've done what they've done and what their mind frame was for this before you start coming at Knoxy Knox over here.
Cypher, then YouTube strap that you got is your Apple Watch. If you're the worldwide cypher, then YouTube Volume 2 must have been rapped by some astronaut. Cause this ain't worldwide, intergalactic, got that bird's eye view over Earth like the moon. What the fuck can
I mean, right there, I love those punches from Luke, man. Talking about, you know, if this is worldwide, playing off of the title of Worldwide Cypher, then YouTube Volume 2 must have been rapped by some astronauts from outer space, because we all know that Luke killed that Cypher Volume 2 and everyone brought it on that Cypher. So he's saying like, yeah, okay, you saying you worldwide, but what does that mean for a greater Cypher? That's his take on it. That's the way that he sees it. Bird's eye view from the moon, because this is intergalactic shit that he's coming through with.
Intergalactic, got that bird's eye view over Earth like the moon. What the fuck can I do? This ain't nothing new. I came out the womb a killer like Goku. Ooh. Them flows was so smooth, steady.
I came out the womb a killer like Goku. He's coming through with some Dragon Ball Z bars, man. He's doing the Kamehameha. Let's go, Luke. And you know what I like about how he starts this verse, right? Is Luke gets so much hate for rapping fast. Ribbity rapping fast, right? Flippity hibbity and all that. But what he's doing on this and what he's done recently with his songs is he's like, all right, I'll show you guys a different box. I'll show you guys a different side of me. I'm an artist and I can make music. And this flow right here, it's a nice flow, but it's very measured and very precise right now with what he's doing. He's just showing you he's got multiple lanes.
But I'm soul food, this that old school era from 90s to 02. Potent fumes if you step in my room, cause CO2 smokes floor to ceiling, filling the whole booth. Your old news talking about.
So CO2, right? He's saying the smoke. So if you want the smoke, the CO2 fills the entire booth from the floor to the ceiling. Whenever I come in and I rap, I'm always bringing that smoke and bringing that heat. Let's go, Luke.
My room, and
I love this beat hit and this drop. Let's bring it back and appreciate the switch real quick.
I came out the womb a killer like Goku. Them flows was so smooth, steady fed them soul food. This that old school era from 90s to 02. Potent fumes if you step in my room, cause CO2 smokes floor to ceiling, filling the whole booth. Your old news talking about an L, but my Spotify is 7 times bigger than those two. So oh shoot, that was never beef, it was tofu. When stepping in my arena.
Talking about an L. So now he's addressing Screw and he's addressing Six. Talking about that I lost to these dudes. But when we talk about numbers and we talk about who is actually growing and gaining more of a following on here, you can't argue with my numbers. They're 7 times bigger than you. And I actually went and checked this before too. Like Screw's following and Six's following don't even come close to Luke's numbers on Spotify. And that's where you're really doing numbers in terms of artistic growth and music. I actually have the same numbers as Screw, and I got more numbers than CHVSE, and they're bigger artists on YouTube than me. And again, for anyone wanting to hate, I am just breaking down what he's saying and why he's saying it. And Luke has admitted this in the past. Like, he's not a battle rapper. That's not what he's about. He's an artist. He makes songs. This Offends Me TV had a really good take on this when he reacted to Luke's and mine. He's like, man, these two get so much hate and so much shade. But you know what? What you can't argue with is that they just make good music because they are true artists. And that's what Luke is trying to say here. He's like, sure, you know, you want to make this about, oh, I'm better at battle rap than you. I'm better with the punchlines, but I'm an artist. And my numbers and my growth in my lane speak for itself. It is what it is.
You get eaten, no competing when it comes to making good fucking music. I shine through, bitch. Let me remind you, Shady Records.
When it comes to making good fucking music, I shine through. And you see how he busts through, flips him the middle finger. He's taking jabs. He's taking jabs here, but he's following through on what I just said.
When it comes to making good fucking music, I shine through, bitch. Let me remind you, Shady Records, Slaughterhouse, co-signed what I do, so I pay no mind to the hate.
And one of the greatest things is that we got Kxng Crooked to do this intro. And one of Luke's best songs that I have ever heard from him to this day is the track that he did with Kxng Crooked. And yeah, he got that cosign, so let's go. Also want to point out those tofu to beef bars from before, because he's saying y'all are vegan. Y'all don't really want the beef and what I'm bringing, this shit that I'm cooking up.
You get eaten, no competing when it comes to making good fucking music. I shine through, bitch. Let me remind you, Shady Records, Slaughterhouse, co-signed what I do, so pay no mind to the hating kind of the lazy guys, where they go and get paid for the way that I take a line and I break it down 89 times, making it rhyme so hot that my face is straight on fire. Used to pray to God till I became one, now I'm way on top. Motherfucker, we ain't gon' stop. Ain't no one better than.
What an awesome flow switch right there. And this is when he comes and shows that, yeah, he can still spit it and he can still come with that fast flow. But the thing is, there's levels to fast flows, right? And this one was so well enunciated. and so well put. And did you notice how he was up here with the cadence, and when he came with the fast flow, he totally dropped down in cadence. One thing that's so underappreciated about Luke is that he's so good with his vocal control. And if you listen to this track, he rides this shit like a wave. Like, honestly, he'll come up, he'll come very energized with the cadence, and he'll drop down, and he'll bring you in. Then he'll push you back out. And his vocal range is like a singer when he raps. It's really good. He's got a great range with it.
The lazy guys, where they go and get paid for the way that I take a line, and I break it down 89 times, making it rhyme so hot that my face is straight on fire. I used to pray to God till I became one. Now
make it so hot that my face is on fire. Used to pray to God till I became one. Bars.
On time, motherfucker, we ain't gon' stop. Nah, ain't no one better than me. I'm a veteran penance.
Another great beat switch. Now, one thing I'll point out quickly is that Samad gave us the stems, right? And there were complaints. There were complaints from the last cypher that this beat wasn't dope. Shout out to Mod Savage because this beat is super dope. Even Kxng Crooked said that. But as an artist, what you do is once you get stems, you sit there and you think about it musically. And this goes back to Luke's point that he is a true music artist, because what Luke did that I love is that he took 4 different parts from Samad's arrangements of the beat and he put them together for his verse. Like, he rearranged them. He listened to the whole thing and he's like, all right, I'm going to take this like a puzzle. I'm going to take this like a puzzle and do it in this way. And sonically, I love the switches and the changes, man. But shout out to that. That's thinking and breaking down music on that side of things and instrumentation, something that is completely overlooked. And a tip for you independent and up-and-coming artists, always try to get beat stems when you can. It helps so much with the mix, and it just gives you so much more potential and things that you can do with your own music and artistry.
One now, May on top, motherfucker, we ain't gon' stop. Nah, ain't no one better than me. I'm a veteran, pen is a leader. Every centimeter of the beat is defeated. I beat it up, eat it like Bon Appetit. We go to the feast, I'm a predator. Y'all are just meeting, you're speaking of beef, and you're freaking a vegan and vegan.
When I go to the feast, I'm a predator. You know, eat it up like Bon Appetit. He's a predator. He's at the top of the food chain when it comes to the feast if you want that beef with him. And I love all the internal choppy condensed rhymes with this, but it's so well enunciated. That's what Luke is just, he excels very good with his fast flows, man. He can do it whenever he wants. He comes in and out of that pocket.
Leave him with teeth in the spleen and then leaking the wheezing and choking, can't breathe.
Leave him with teeth in the spleen so they choke and they can't breathe. Like it.
Beef and you're freaking a weekend and vegan. I leave him with teeth in the spleen and then leaking the wheezing and choking, can't breathe. Shoot my shot, Tory Lanez, up until his story changed. I don't shoot at feet, I leave a gory brain. Dark and messy, got him sleeping.
I love those lines, man. Shoot my shot, Tory Lanez. We all know the Tory Lanez story by now. But what he's saying is that he's not shooting at feet, right? He leaves a brain gory and messy. He's shooting headshots when he takes his shots.
Up until his story changed. I don't shoot at feet, I leave a gory brain. Dark and messy, got him sleeping like narcolepsy. Till the narcs catch me in the booth. More bars than a bench press machine. Yeah, my words carry weight, cartels. I ain't talking bar.
My words carry weight like cartels. Because cartels carrying weight with the bars raises more bars than a bench press machine. Love some of those doubles that are just thrown in there, man. And again, if you listen, we've had another beat switch, another flow switch from Luke, and another cadence switch. When he changes his flows, he changes his cadence too, which I love.
More bars than a bench press machine. Yeah, my words carry weight, cartels. I ain't talking barbells. Claiming that they killed it, but the beat was laying possum shit. Me and all the squad now really made it posthumous. Yeah, it's the motherfucking takeover.
Claiming that they killed it, but the beat was playing possum shit because possums play dead. So it was just playing dead. It wasn't really killed. But now we made it posthumous. Like, we've really killed this. And now we're looking back on what we've done since we've killed it. We're so far ahead in terms of levels. I mean, what a hell of a way to announce the cypher. And what a great verse to start it with. And I told Luke this myself. I was a huge fan of his YouTube Cypher Volume 2 verse. But this one right here, I think he raised it even more of a notch and took it to a whole new level. Crazy.
Bitch.
I'm telling artists it's stupid to try and cross on me. Offer the king to a god, but I got him on the teeth. Teeth hurt, y'all are too fake.
Oh, Chase. I love the beat drop, and it sounds a little drowned out here. And one thing I'll say about Chase is that this man kills it on so many different levels. And like Luke, he is a true artist. The amount of mixing and work that he did to the instrumentation, to everyone's instrumentation behind the scenes, was crazy. He's the one that helped bring this all together from an engineering perspective, and just his musical mind, the way that he rearranged some of the drum patterns, some of the samples, was just, he just added so much more to the cipher. I'm sure Samad will listen to it and be like, okay, they did this with my beat. Let's get back to the bars. Come on.
Fucking take over, bitch. I'm telling artists it's stupid to try and cross on me. Offer the king to a god, but I got him on a teach.
It's stupid to try to cross with me, to come across to me. But also, see how he's setting it up for his T lines. I got him on a T, because when you're hanging on a cross, you're on a T, right? Offer the king to a god. So we're talking about kings. Now, this also plays on Jesus at the cross, right? Jesus being king of the Jews, but he's actually God's son, and he actually is a God through the Holy Trinity. You see the depth behind these lines? It is crazy, man. Got him on a T. But also, we'll get to this later, but he's got very interesting text on his shirt, and you'll see as he spits his verse what he's talking about. But I also think he literally means, I got him on a T, like I got him on my T. And also, this is another thing, when you lose one of your homies, right? Rest in peace. You make a T, remembering their name. Artists used to do this, especially in the 90s, and show them off in their videos. I got them on a T if you cross with me. Come on, Chase.
Try and cross on me, offer the king.
And this is not accidental that he is rapping on top of a car with a hat on. Look at the outfit choice. Look at what he's doing. He's taking shots here. He's taking shots.
To a guy, but I got him on a T. T-Perk, y'all are too fake, need some more beat. Y'all ain't getting laid, you get laced up if I'm on the feet.
Just so many doubles and triples thrown into the first 4 bars. Let's bring this back one more time. It's crazy, man. I was appreciating it. I wasn't even thinking about it.
Try and cross on me. Offer the king to a guy, but I got him on a T. T-Perk, y'all are too fake, need some more beat. Y'all ain't getting.
Teeth hurt. You were too fake. Need some Oral B. Right? You need to wash your mouth out. Stop talking shit. That's what he's saying. But also, you're fake. You're fake with what's coming out of your mouth. Wash that mouth.
God, but I got him on a T. T-Perk, y'all are too fake. Need some more beat. Y'all ain't getting laid. You get laced up if I'm on the feet.
Y'all ain't getting laid. You get laced up. Right? You get laced up. I end your career. I end you. It's over. You get laced up. But also laced up like shoelaces on the feet. And then the feet, the way that he said it. While I'm on the feet, if I'm on a feature, when I get on this track, doubles, man, crazy.
Y'all are too fake, need some more beat. Y'all ain't getting laid, you get laced up if I'm on the feet. Morbidly obese, personas that go to war with me. Fat boy, hungry for views, this dude'll start a beat. Just so we could eat, brought the fire, I'll supply the grill.
So now he's playing off of the morbidly obese, the fat boy scheme. You're so hungry, literally. That's why you're big. That's why you're obese, because you eat a lot of food. But also, you're so hungry for this beef. You're so hungry for the drama and attention. Now, there's been quite a few reactors who have speculated. Shout out to No Life Shaq, because he came out and said it. There's only one dude who's fat that I know, Mumfu. Yeah, he's taking shots at Mumfu. That's what he's doing. And there is definitely a history between Chase and Mumfu, and there's some stuff that has happened behind the scenes between them, but also Mumfu being in Screw's camp, Screw falling out with Luke, Mumfu going after Luke. Luke is Chase's boy, and Chase stayed out of that beef, and I was very surprised, actually, that he stayed out of that beef. But now he's like, this has gone on long enough. I'm gonna talk the shit that I need to talk right now, and that's what he's doing. And again, those of you hating who want to hate on this, I'm breaking down what these artists are doing. That's what I'm here for.
If I don't kill him on the beat, I know his diet well.
Let's bring that back.
Brought the fire, I'll supply the grill. If I don't kill him on the beat, I know his diet well.
I love his punchlines too, because he knows how to use his ad-libs to further enhance his punchline. So you know how he left a space at the end of that line and then burped? If I don't kill him, I know his diet is going to. That's self-explanatory.
I'll supply the grill.
And there's his shirt right there that I wanted to point out. Fake friends, real enemies. I got him on a T.
If I don't kill him on the beat, I know his diet well. Where about Lee? Better with me, just get him and leave. My bitch, getting on knees, bars my prison. Son of a bitch, make my shit with the ice on the wrist. Tell him.
Make my shit with the ice on the wrist. And that flow switch was nice, man. He had a nice little double track on it. Like, double track, rap some more. Double track, rap some more. I just love the way that he switched up the flow and the delivery on that. But now he's talking about, he's a bitch. Get on their knees. These bars are a prison. I got you trapped behind my rap bars, behind a literal prison. And then that's why this ice becomes a shiv. He's gonna kill you with his success and with his ability, is what he's saying.
Get up and leave, beats my bitch. Getting on knees, bars my prison. Son of a bitch, made my shit with the ice on the wrist. Shut up my bitch, I'm a killer for streams. OJ Simpson, all on my feet, shit it ain't run. Only got freeze.
OJ Simpson, right? So he's playing off of the murder scheme and those prison bars relating to OJ. But also he's saying OJ Simps, like you're a simp. All right, you're so thirsty for females' attention. You'll do anything for it. And it relates back to, you ain't getting laid. I leave you laced up when I'm on the feet. You get what he's saying here? You get how he is attacking Mumfu and the shots that he is firing with this?
Flow is colder.
I love that wordplay.
OJ Simpson, all on my feet, shit it ain't run. Only go freeze. Flow is colder. Y'all don't meet the quota. Soldiers turn to fruit soon as me and Grizzy roll up. Boring harder.
Yo, shout out to Grizzy. I love the Grizzy shout out. And then I love the fruit roll up shout out. You think you were soldier, but you turn to fruit as soon as we roll up. Because all you do is talk that talk. You don't really live that life, is what he's saying.
Hold on. Sick of signs you throw up. I show them up because that they.
Come on, Chase. He just has so much packed into his wordplay that it's so easy to miss stuff. Sick of signs that you throw up. So now he's talking about like some of these gang signs and some of these other artists and people are throwing up. But get it? When you're sick, you throw up. So not only are you throwing up the signs, but you're also sick because you're literally throwing it up. He's sick of it.
Grizzy roll up. Boring harder, hold up. Sick of signs you throw up. I show them up because at they shows, not a soul would show up. Damn. Calling me the M clone, you losing yourself. That's career suicide, homie shooting himself. Because the dude who.
I love those lines. Calling me an M clone. You want to call me an Eminem clone? You're the one losing yourself. Eminem, Lose Yourself, one of the greatest songs he's ever dropped. But also he's relating to Lose Yourself from the movie 8 Mile. Homie, you're shooting yourself because Cheddar Bob in the movie 8 Mile shot himself. And again, in true Chase fashion, we got a great ad-lib, the gun being cocked and shot just to add more to that punchline.
Yourself. That's career suicide, homie shooting himself. Because the dudes who got shooters can tell you ain't a shooter yourself, dog. Be true to yourself, you pussy. You a bitch, never hit the streets. I said I'd never fight a pussy, I just flipped the beam. Mad I didn't intervene when you diss my dog. So DM me or take it with a grain of salt, you bitch.
I never said I fight a pussy, I just flick the bean. So what he's saying is that he's not going to fight you. He's just playing with you. He's just trolling you on this track. That's what he's saying. And he's still talking to Mumfu, right? He's still firing his shots, man. Like, he had something to say, and fair play to him. This was the platform that he chose to get it out on. And the thing is that, again, he's saying, I didn't intervene, which is true. I didn't get involved when you diss my dog, when you diss Luke. But now, let's go and take it with a grain of salt. Like, you can be salty about this. It's okay because I'm trolling you and I'm winning and I know it.
Bitch, man, I'm my dog, so DM me or take it with a grain of salt, you bitch.
Man, I'm excited to write this track. Mum lost the house. I made a promise to buy it back, and I ain't gonna let it down. I'm just
I mean, who starts their cypher verse and their big opportunity like that? Come on, DK. I mean, that is real shit right there. And here marks a change on the cypher. So we had Luke and Chase, right, who wanted to fire their shots, who had points to prove. And now DK is coming through with a different message. And this is what I like about this cypher is that, it's like a good story. Like, there's rises and changes to the plot and what people choose to talk about and what they do on this. So let's bring it back and appreciate this comment by DK.
So DM me or take it with a grain of salt, you bitch.
Man, I'm excited to write this track. Mum lost the house. I made a promise to buy it back, and I ain't gonna let her down. I'm just climbing up for the ranks, and I bet that she's looking down. I think fuck that he good at saying, I made it out of the house.
Yo, rest in peace to your mom, homie. That's tough, man. That is tough to lose a parent. I know that she's looking down. So, he made a promise to buy her that house back, but he never got to see that through. But here he still is with his music and trying to use it to empower himself and empower his life and look after the people that he cares about and that he loves. I mean, it doesn't get any realer with the message than that, man.
I made it out of the house. It was full of roaches of clothes that I never chose but got handed down. My emotions were so overloaded I could have overspoken at any moment.
I love the way that he paints this here. The clothes that I'd never chosen. because they were hand-me-downs. But instead of saying, like, I was given hand-me-downs, like, he just puts it in a different way, in a different spin on it. Talking about living with the roaches, talking about the come-up, man. Like, he came from poverty. He came from nothing. He wasn't ever given anything.
The chose but got handed down. My emotions were so overloaded I could have overspoken at any moment. Took the path.
How true is that, though? My emotions were so overloaded I could have overspoken at any moment. You know, I could have screamed out about this. I could have complained. Or even worse, I could have taken that and let it affect me negatively. But here I am.
Got handed down, my emotions were so overloaded I could have overspoken at any moment. Took the path of drugs and just overdosed from a lethal dosage. All the chat about having gaps in the trap, we don't condone it. You got kids that look up to you and you still promote it. Glorifying killing and shooting people for any motive. Like murder is cool, man, that shit is bogus. Enough of this.
So this is him now coming through with a very serious message about rappers who want to promote the gun bars and the gun violence. He's like, man, I live this. I came up this way. And you think that it's cool to promote this shit? To promote murder? Let's talk about this for a second. Let's be real about this, because there's definitely a difference between, you know, saying that you'll defend yourself and that, you know, you'll always look out for your family and for those around you, right? And you're not afraid with the peace. But when it's just cool to throw in the gun lines, when it's just cool to promote the violence and to glorify it, that's when he has a major problem with that. And see, I've said this before, hip-hop was always used as a means for social change. That's how it originated in these communities and how it started. It was a voice for these communities. So that's what DK is doing with this platform right now. He's using it as a means for the social change that he wants to talk about and that he wants to speak up about. And it's a real message, man. You got to respect it. You got to respect the choice to do this on a cypher and to do it in this way. And this is a nice flow change too, man. If you listen, I can't tell if he's got like a track screwed behind it, but he's got layers to this track now, and he's just switched up the flow and the whole scheme of it. It's just nice musicality.
Kids that look up to you and you still promote it, glorifying killing and shooting people for any motive. Like murder is cool, man, that shit is bogus. Enough of the chat, police are kicking the door with your flat. You got stash, cause you got coke at the table, plus there's more in the back. Fuck to the flash, don't wanna wait so.
You got a stash, you got coke in the table, so it's cool. You know, you want to be like the people you see on TV, like some of these hip-hop artists promoting the guns and the violence and then promoting the drugs until shit gets real one day, until the police come. And I like it, you know, you get fucked in a flash, because like a flash in the pan, right? Also a flash when you're cooking up crack and cocaine. That's why he said coke. But it could snap and it could end at any moment in time. Think about the repercussions sometimes of the actions that you choose to do and the lifestyle that you choose to live.
Got a stash, cause you got coke at the table, plus there's more in the back. Fuck to the flash, don't wanna waste your life, especially not for the cash. Time is all I want, cause I know this the one thing I won't ever get back. Yeah, you don't wanna be always running from sirens, locked away doing time and stay surrounded by violence. We should only focus on reaching early retirement. You don't have to become a product of your environment. Racism facing the
amazing way to end it. You don't have to become a product of your environment. And also, that's a little bit of a double thrown in there, because he's talking about products as well, because he was just talking about the drug lines and the drug schemes. But it's so true though, isn't it? And it's so inspiring. And I've said this before, guys, when you can take like a complex issue, or you can take something so personal and raw, and you can chop that down, make it rhyme, put it into a song, deliver it in a way that's entertaining, you have to appreciate the talent and the levels of complexity that go into that. All right, so next we got a dude I never heard of before. I think his name is Knox Hill or something, so let's see what he brings to the table.
You don't have to become a product of your environment.
Racism facing the nation, wages they pay for the slavery. Paper is changed, so we're chasing labor for changing our nature.
Racism facing the nation, wages they pay for the slavery. Paper is chains, so we're chasing labor for change in our nature, right? So what I'm talking about here is you guys know, who have been following me for a long time, that I, like DK, believe in hip-hop for change. And I believe in a lot of the issues that I speak on. And if you look at my catalog and the things that I've done in the past, this is nothing new. This is me realizing that I've got a bigger platform this time, and I can spread a much bigger message. So I'm talking a bit about the bigger issue and the bigger side of things with the racism facing the nation and playing off of that racism and the slavery and how it originated. But also, this is already a double and kind of leading into a triple of what I'm trying to do here, in that I'm talking about the corporate world and how materialism controls so much of our world today. And corporate control is everywhere within the system. And we are taught to chase that paper, which turns out to be chains. That 9 to 5 that you work, you get put in a literal box. And I'll get more into that later. But this is also going after that in society as it stands today. Let's keep going.
Environment. Racism facing the nation. Wages they pay for the slavery. Paper is changed, so we're chasing labor for changing our nature.
Labor for change in our nature. So the chains are in our nature, but we're also chasing for those chains. So while these chains keep us locked up, I'm also playing off of chains and change that we need in our nature as well. You know, in this rhyme scheme here, I chose a very condensed rhyme scheme because this beat was made by Samad. And I got huge love and respect for Samad. And when he went on his YouTube cypher, he came in with a very condensed rhyme scheme. And he had some shit that he had to say in that verse. So I wanted to kind of pay him homage a little bit, show some respect to him, because I also picked the exact part of the beat that Samad chose. So this is just a little nod to him in my own way.
Wages they pay for the slavery. Paper is changed, so we're chasing labor for changing our nature. Trainers and traders, the made in basements full of wages and places that are basic daycares for children on acres owned by dictators. But
trainers are traders. Trainers, as in shoes, are traders. Because one, they're traders because they're not even made in our country, in America. All this stuff that we're wearing and rocking is actually made abroad. And then some of these places, conditions are still terrible. I know there are bigger stories in the past about this, a few years ago, but there are still places in this world. And I just recently went on a trip to Asia, and I can't comment much about it. I'm not allowed to, but there are definitely places that exploitation of children and child labor still happens. Exploitation of the workforce, getting paid below minimum wage, happens. And some of these places and some of these countries are owned by dictators. But it's not only those dictators I'm talking about. Again, the double continues, because the dictators that are the CEOs of some of these corporations. Because the thing about businesses that I'm pointing out is we think we live in a free country and a free democracy, but nobody gets to vote who the CEO of the company is that you work for, that controls your life and your paycheck in the box in which you sit, right? Some of these people can be dictators as well. And the amount of power that they wield and the ability to change things in this world, it's crazy if you really want to dig into it and jump into that side of things.
Wages in places that are basic daycares for children on acres owned by dictators. But hey, see the wave, long as the Nike's looking.
But hey, see the wave. Now see, here's the thing. I really wanted to put lyrics in this. I was the one who got outvoted because you guys know that there's a lot of depth and a lot of wordplay and metaphors to my lines that I want to use. And I had some really good ideas for a way to do this with the lyrics. But, it got outvoted, and I get it. They want to have more replay value with it. They want more people to listen to it and to try to catch it themselves. But we are a bar breakdown channel, so, I'm going to break it down here. So, hey, see the wave. This is a transition line, but I still try to come heavy with the punches. The wave as in the trends of materialism, the trends of the clothes and the things that we wear and that we want to promote, but also see, as in the sea, the ocean, see the wave. And I also said, hey, to try to set that up, because when you say hey to someone, what do? You wave. So I got a little triple thrown in there. Hey, see the wave.
That are basic daycares for children on acres owned by dictators. But hey, see the wave, long as the Nike's looking fresh, the truth is swoosh. Does anybody check? That's why I rap outside.
And this big punchline here was the setup of all those lines and schemes before. And I know I use Nike, and I wear Nike, so okay, shame on me for that. But it was just one example of a big corporation who has had issues with child labor and with these markets in the past. Right? So the truth is swooshed. Does anybody check? Because the check is also known as the swoosh, the Nike swoosh. But does anybody check? Does anybody check where these products and things are coming from? Do we ask these questions on these products that we buy and these things that we consume, or do we just accept them? Remember, I said trainers are traders, and now I'm relating it to the Nike trainers.
The Nike's looking fresh, the truth is swoosh. Does anybody check? That's why I rap outside the box. The day that I'm wrapped inside the box.
That's why I rap outside the box, because the Nike check literally goes on the box. So I'm trying to rap outside that box, but also rap outside the imaginary box and be different. And I also saw some comments like, why did he take his microphone outside? Why is he out in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere? Well, because it's a visual double, and I'm playing off of the fact that I rap outside the box. So I've gone to this just crazy location, like not your typical rap, not your typical hip hop location. And I'm trying to make a point with my visuals and why I brought my mic and my setup out there. And I had to fucking hike with my stuff to get there and to film this. But I wanted to do it because I always thought that this could be a great way to make that point and just to connect it all, to connect the materialism, the boxes that we chase, that we want to buy, all the packaging that we want to get, but also the box of being in a 9-to-5 in that corporate slavery that we're trying to overcome, and then the rap box and being outside of this whole box. It's a story that I'm trying to paint here and tell.
This swoosh, does anybody check? That's why I rap outside the box. The day that I'm wrapped inside the box. In a private plot, suicidal thoughts. Try to find the mark in the dark of the night. These bars are the light, these scars are the right. Fuck a heart, fuck a like. No foot to my brain, flip fork if you wrong.
That's why I rap outside the box. The day that I'm found inside a box. Suicidal thoughts try to find their mark. Try to find their mark on me, try to take over. And you know I've talked about this before, and I've made songs about dealing with depression, about dealing with angst, and all of these different emotions and things. And I'm also relating it to the fallout when you just want to chase material things and you don't take care of yourself emotionally. And then I say, you know, fuck a heart, fuck a like, no filter, my brain, flip war, give you raw. Because war, spelled backwards, is raw. We'll get back into that. But anyways, I'm saying about chasing these material things. And then you go onto Instagram and you go onto these social media sites and you do it all for the likes and you want to show off all these things that you're wearing and that you're doing. And you're just continuing that culture and that addiction to these things that don't really matter in the end. You know, mental health matters. What you buy doesn't always matter.
Thoughts, try to find the mark in the dark of the night. These bars are the light, these scars are the right. Fuck a heart, fuck a like. No foot to my brain, flip fork. Give you all these grams of the buzz that can't be bought.
You know, flip war, give you raw. So I just talked about just flipping those words around. But I'm flipping war because I'm giving it to you raw. Like, you know, I'm coming with the fire. I'm coming with the war and that heat, but I'm giving it to you raw. I'm opening up my emotions and exposing myself on this track. These grams of the buzz that can't be bought. Grams, right? When we're talking about drugs, break it down, getting a buzz off of the grams, but also grams as an Instagram, and there's no filter. Filter is an Instagram filter, but there's no filter on my brain, which we know. This gets me in trouble sometimes, and I'm talking about this right now. So these grams are the buzz that can't be bought. I can't be bought. I'm not going to be bought just for the sake of having these nice things. I'm not going to sell my soul for a record contract in that way.
These bars are the light, these scars are the right. Fuck a heart, fuck a like. No foot to my brain, flip fork. Give you all these grams of the buzz that can't be bought. Till I never gave a fuck. Why would I ever give a thought? And all you
So I never gave a fuck. Why would I ever give a thought? Because thoughts do give a fuck. Thoughts do it for the likes. And also being a thought, playing off of the fuck thing. You guys get those lines. But also, why would I ever give a thought? Like a literal thought in my mind thinking these things. Why would I think about that? Why would I want to go down that lane and that path? And the thought again plays off of the Instagram scheme. And you see how I've now taken this and I'm trying to connect it all the way through. We talk about the origins of where these things are made. Then we talk about the people who wear these things, who promote this lifestyle, and who chase that side of things when they don't appreciate what really matters. The mental health, the emceeing, the passion of it.
I never gave a fuck. Why would I ever give a thought? And all you rappers blaming the beat, you say defeated. Just pass me the mic, I jack these sons, you can't beat it. You can't.
And all you rappers blaming the beat, you stay defeated, right? That's a double right there, because the beat itself, but also when you get beat in a sport, you get defeated. So if you blame the beat as an MC, you're defeated. And I saw that. I did see that with the Worldwide Cypher, and I wanted to speak on that. And I think that upset some people when they heard my verse, because I'm like, basically, y'all are just making excuses. If you're an MC and you rap and you're really about this hip hop shit, it doesn't matter what beat you're given. If you're challenged or you get a chance to be on a cypher, you are going in there and you are making it work, and you are giving your all with each and every line. Think about your craft, hone it, evolve, and be the best that you can be. Don't blame the beat and make excuses for that.
Blaming the beat, you say defeated. Just pass me the mic, I jack these sons, you can't beat it.
Just pass me the mic, I jack these sons, you can't beat it. So pass me the mic, and then Mike Jack, I'm playing off of that. But also jack these sons, Michael Jackson, you can't beat it. Now beat it is actually a quadruple here. So I'm talking about the song, Michael Jackson, Beat It. But I'm also talking about, you know, like to jack something, jacking off, you can't beat it. That's why I did the hand signal with that. But also I jack these sons. Like I'm jacking the mic from them. I'm taking the mic from these people making excuses. But also when you jack it and you know what comes out, right? So my sons come out. I jack these sons, but you can't beat it. See that connection right there? And then also talking about being defeated on the beat, like you can't beat it. You can't beat this in what I'm doing. And then lastly, the sons is also thrown in there, like you can't beat it, like a father beating his kid, beating his sons. You can't beat it. We got a quadruple.
You say defeated. Just pass me the mic. I jack these sons. You can't beat it. You can't come at me. That condom will be bleeding. Throw your shade, son, till you get heated.
You can't come at me. The condom will be bleeding. So dome is another way of saying head. So we get a little dirty with the scheme here. But also dome as in your literal head. That condom because of these fake bars that you're given and what you're doing. And this life that you're trying to lead. Going back to the material things. It will be bleeding. But also condom will be bleeding. So we're getting very dirty here because it's going to get messy. And obviously come. We got it. We got this.
You can't come at me. That condom will be bleeding. Throw your shade, son, till you get heated.
Throw your shade, son, till you get heated. So throw your shade my way, which has happened. You know, some of these people want to throw shade my way now because of what I've done, which is fine. Throw your shade, son, S-U-N. So I got a little double right there, but also son, as in boy, kid. Come on now. You're my sons. I jack these sons. You can't beat it. Throw your shade, son, till you get heated. Now, that is a little bit of a gun bar right there. Like lyrically, spitting those bullets, you will get heated, bringing the heat. And then shout out to Devo the Ambivert because I am also doing a multi-layered basketball scheme here. There's a Phoenix Suns reference, which I drop right here. And then I lead into Samad passing me the rock and taking your shot. And again, it all connects to the Nike and the swoosh and the trainers and the basketball side. So Phoenix Suns get thrown in there. And then Heat, as in Miami Heat, you get heated.
Yo, Samad, come at me, that condom will be bleeding. Throw your shade, son, till you get heated. But yo, Samad, pass the rock, motherfucker. Who's at the door? It's Knox, motherfucker.
But yo, Samad, pass the rock, motherfucker. Because literally, the instrumentation, which he made, has a rock element to it right now. And I rapped over the heavy guitar parts. So pass the rock, but also pass me the rock. Pass me the beat, pass me the ball. Thank you for the assist, Samad. I appreciate you. In no way am I dissing Samad right there, all right? Who's at the door? It's Knox, motherfucker. You know, because obviously we know what Crip said on his YouTube cipher, and this is my first chance to be on a cipher. So I'm alluding to that in a way, in my own way. I'm owning that now. I'm taking that bar and I'm flipping it in my own way. And no, it's not a diss to Crip. It's just me owning up to what was said about me. So when you knock on a door, but also my name Knox, and then I play on the hill. I leave you in a hill. Don't you plot, motherfucker. So hill as in a graveyard plot, a little mound that you're on, but also don't plot against me. Don't come at me in that way.
Leave you in a hill, don't you plot, motherfucker. Don't fake with the ball, take your shot, motherfucker. I'm out.
And this last line is what ties it all together. The Nike bars, the material bars, the corporate slavery. You know, don't fake with the ball. Don't fake with your ball on this and what you're really about in terms of what you're spitting and what you represent as an MC. Take your shot. You know, if you want to take your shot at me, then take your shot at me. But don't fake with the ball. But also in basketball, when you're faking with the ball, you're not actually shooting it. You're not taking your shot. And shout out to Scheme as well for pointing out that I even took it to another level in terms of the symbolism that I was talking about, because I was making a lot of comparisons between that cipher and this cipher and what some of the people stood for and what they were rapping about and talking about on that cipher. And I was pointing that out in the differences in terms of what I stand for as an MC and an artist. Wow, that was a long breakdown, but just wanted to give that to you guys. I know this is already going to be a super long breakdown in video, but I tell you what, I really am passionate about doing each and every artist justice and giving the full backstory to their lyrics and what's going on. So I think I'm going to stop it here today and stay tuned for part 2. It's definitely coming.